A pleasure to me all at last, and here we are with more HJN Season 5. As you probably know by now, a ton of subjects are still waiting for me to be spoken of, so 2729 is up next, and the subject in question is sharpness. Well, a good way to talk about sharpness is to describe a sharp object, first of all. Sharpness often accentuates to the likelihood of an item, such as a blade or nail or other such object that is considered pointed, a tip of which that can actually describe one's sharpness. Now, sharpness mainly applies to these objects because of the tendency that they are precise in the arts of cutting, in the arts of penetration, puncturing, and many other forms of craft. A number of projects do allow for sharp objects to be used. You could have knives to cut ropes, nails to be pounded into the wall, hopefully in the studs and not into an open pocket. Among many other things, these kind of objects are known to be sharp because they're precise in the arts of getting to where they need to go. But there often comes a side effect to sharpness. While there's a lot of usage you can get from sharp objects, the main thing to look out for is that depending on how precise the object is, sharpness has in fact described an object based on how sharp it is. As in, is it sharp to the point at which that it's deemed razor sharp, or is it considerably dull or even blunt? The thing is, dullness and bluntness often is a bit of an antonym, whereas synonyms of sharpness can often refer to it being razor-like or otherwise. But apart from similarities and differences between other words, there's no doubt about it that sharpness does play into an object such as a blade, knife, sword, axe, hatchet, pickaxe, or other such things. But as we know, there's also the danger of such sharp objects. Injury and even death associated with blades especially is known, though many other objects that have been used, yard tools, mining tools, hardware, of any sort that has a sharp edge to it, they have been known not only as weapons by various killers, but also even as just plain old accidents. Just waiting to happen, so there's always the chance that that is something that could end up happening. Someone's arm could get sliced off, or worse. But any other way you look at it, it's good to know that sharpness can help allow for such objects to at least be accentuated to the safety points that are nowadays all over the place. It seems nowadays, when society is truly knowledgeable of such things that can happen, it's not about if it could, but what if it would. And when it does happen, it's horrifying. Thankfully though, there's been so many measures that help keep people in line. And more importantly, the knowledge of what capabilities of these items and people have been using them for. We have a lot of advance notice based on what we could do if such things were to happen again. And well, for that reason, thank you for watching another piece of HJN. And I'll be back tomorrow with maybe, let's say, another mini-series. One that's probably like when I talked about various building materials like plastics, woods, metals, and whatnot. But we won't really be putting it out as its own series. No, because that comes later. But tomorrow, maybe I'll start talking about animals to pass the time.